Well, hey there, everybody out there in YouTube land. Coming to you from inside of school right now, where we're doing this live. Faith and I are going to be the participants today, it appears. Although, if anybody else comes on, Faith will see them. She's a co-host, and we'll get them on here. So, if you want to play with us, cook live, go through the mistakes and the errors, and ask questions and have some fun, you just got to come to school.com/meal prep, and we'll let you in. But hey, come on in. Today we're going to be making egg roll in a bowl. And we had done a cabbage recipe a while back that I really, really enjoyed. And I had been kind of traumatized by cabbage as a kid because we had to make so much coleslaw because it was so cheap, and we ate a crap ton of it with 6 kids. And so I haven't really done a lot with cabbage since I grew up, and I'm finding I actually like it in my salads, and yeah, it's kind of good. So what we're doing right now is on the stove. I have some rice cooking. I was going to do rice and some Barilla high protein pasta noodles to try those out, just to add more protein to this dish, but we forgot to get it from the store. So yeah. So we're just doing some rice. So I'm just going to make some rice to put it on. And then we have everything else ready to go. I normally, if I'm going to cook in the Instapot and we're going to do ground beef, I usually do it on the stove. But this is probably the shortest cooking time I've ever done. It is the shortest cooking time I've ever done with the Instapot because we only cook it at high pressure for 1 minute. So it's going to take 10 minutes to come up to pressure, give or take. It cook for a minute, and then we do a quick release. So this is a super fast, so I decided just to do it all in there, and I'll just try to make sure I do it right so that we don't have a burn notice. So the first thing that we're going to do is prep all the stuff that we're going to need. So one of the things we need is 1 carrot shredded. So I'm going to get that thing all shredded up so that when it's ready to go, I'm not waiting. Because when I first started meal prepping, I would go step at a time. And then you get down to where you combine everything, and it would say shredded carrots or diced onions, and then I'd be doing that while everything is burning. So now we're going to do this a little smarter and have it all ready to go. So shred the carrot, I'll chop the onions. I already have green onions cut up for my salads, so no need to do that over again. And the same with the peppers. Now this one calls for a bell pepper, but I'm going to use the red, yellow, and green that Kathy and I like so much. And that'll save us a little bit of time as we go. So.
Okay, and then pause for just a second. If you really want to make this fast, my Kroger, and I do know that Kroger products are available. I know they have shredded carrots at Walmart as well, but you can buy shredded carrots already ready to go, which makes so much time go by so much faster. Time. And I don't mean, this goes so much faster when you have shredded carrots and you have your coleslaw already shredded. I bought coleslaw mix. I know that we're not there yet, but
I did too, because shredding cabbage is not fun. Yes.
Yeah. So the last time we made a cabbage dish, I just bought coleslaw mix because I like carrots and everything, and I like purple cabbage. So this time, ooh, onions in my eyes. This time I got purple cabbage mix for coleslaw mix. Daggone it, I hate onions in my eyes. Okay. I got purple cabbage mix this time. Okay. Here we go.
Right. So, speaking of onions, that's what I'm going to cut up next.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cheat this little last bit of carrot, the core. We're just going to eat it.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Now for the onion, whoops, I throw them around. We volunteer at the Moose Lodge, the BFW Lodge where our moose meets on burger night. They had a bunch of onions left. So I took them. Plus I've got a half-done onion. Now, what I just bought, I'm very excited to try today, is this little contraption. So Faith doesn't like those onions. This should make the onion process much faster. So you simply stab L onion like this and then help them. You get nice thin slices. And I have a feeling, this is my theory, is that I'll be able to do the slicing much easier too, because I can just go like this. Yep. While it's being held on there, not getting onions all over my fingers, which is good because when I do that, I have a tendency to touch my eyeballs. And as any of you have ever done an onion and touched your eyeball before, no bueno.
No
Look at,
bueno.
look at how fast that is, Faith. Woo, I like that.
Did it
All right,
work?
it worked beautifully.
Okay, and that is in my cart. We will add to the comment section. We will add where you can get one of those too.
Well, I guess that means that Faith is going to be working on comments since I have no idea how to do that yet. But yes, we'll try and get that to you. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Okay, my onions are in the Instant Pot.
What kind of oil are we using for that today? Is that the sesame
I
oil that we're
use
using?
avocado.
Oh, what did it call for in the recipe though? I didn't look.
Sesame oil, and you know we don't use seed oil.
I actually did some research, not enough, but I did some shit. We're boiling over with the rice. I guess I did not have it on low enough heat. I don't know this stove very well. Yeah. So I did some research, and if you have high quality sesame seed oil, and it's actually, while it is a seed oil, it's not industrial processed the same way. So it is potentially not a bad one. So yeah, I don't know. I have more research to do, but I wasn't sure if that was listed as one of the ones we're trying to avoid or not. And I tried to start doing some research. We will do some more because yes, we do avoid those ultra processed seed oils because they cause way too much inflammation. Now, if you're not concerned about that right now, then no problem. The recipe calls for it. Use it. It's all good. When the philosophy that we're using at Simple Health is that when it comes to being healthy or losing weight, which is, you know, the two sides of a similar coin there, we're going to attack the big things first. All right. So the very first thing that we're really going to work on is our glucose spikes, our insulin spikes, because or our insulin spikes. Listen to me, I can't talk today. Because we don't get we don't get that in control, then it really doesn't matter much because that's really the biggest root cause of a lot of the problems that we have with our health. All right. That one does not want to work well, so we'll just throw it away. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to work on movement, and we're going to work on some other nutritional things. We're going to work on sleep. We're going to work on that's another bad one. Right. We're gonna work on things that make a big difference, and then we're gonna get to seed oils and high processed foods, which are very important. But nobody's gonna attack all of it at one time and get it figured out. It's here to tell you right now that's not going to work well. You're better off to work on things a little bit slower, step by step. So you're still using seed oil. No problem. We will not throw things at you. All right. So make sure I've got everything here. We put the onion in with some oil, and then we've got the ginger and the garlic and the beef. Okay. So I know what I'm doing. So we put this bad boy on saute. Saute for those of you who are
I'm ahead of you
proper.
today.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Ladies and gentlemen, as he puts his oil in, the next step in the recipe is to add your garlic and ginger. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face. We always put our garlic in or our ginger in and then wait, stir it around, get the onions nice and garlicky or gingery, whichever you went first, and then put the other one. The reason we do this is because the garlic and ginger, you'll actually taste the flavor of the garlic separately from the flavor of the ginger.
So I think you kind of missed half of a step there. We put the oil and the onions, and then yes, after the onions are done, then you put them in one at a time. And it is written right on the recipe for people like me who don't know this stuff. So don't worry if you're as bad of a or an inexperienced as a cook wannabe as I am. It's all in the instructions that Faith has made nice and pretty for us in our sheet. All right, so we're going to cook these bad boys. They soften for about 2 minutes. Then we add the garlic, stir it around, and add the ginger. All right.
Listen, it's a teacher coming out of me because I'm about to say, I could just throw those things in at the same time.
That's what I would do.
I know, which is why I put them separately and wanted to tell you on the video, do it separately. You will have so much better flavor when you do the two separately. And don't start your pot too early. Be ready with your onions, your garlic, and your. I got a burn notice already.
They? Just
Because my
now?
onions got a little too hot in there without some friends.
Yeah, I didn't turn it on until I had the onions and the oil already in there, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. And I was showing you that I use stir and paste. I use it when it's already a paste because I'm not going to grate my ginger. I'm lazy. And then I get a big old thing of minced garlic because we use so much minced garlic. It will not go bad.
Same here. Now, I don't know, it says minced ginger. I have no idea if it's paste or not because I just opened it, but it feels kind of pasty, so that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I looked up, so what it says you should use is if it asks for 1 inch of ginger, you should use 1 tablespoon. And this does call for 1 inch of ginger. So I'm gonna use one
Okay.
tablespoon. And I checked because I have always used a tablespoon of garlic per clove, and it's actually a teaspoon. But you know what? We evidently like gingers, or we like garlic, so we're not going to change that.
And folks, if you could smell this right now, it already smells like the most amazing. Oh, like I am standing at the Chinese buffet.
Now, I've never cooked with ginger before, so this is going to be a new experience for the Rick.
I'm so proud of you.
How many cloves of garlic? 3. 3 tablespoons of garlic. And by the way, my tablespoons when I put the garlic in are always bigger than expected. So we're using more than 3 times the suggested amount.
Yes. And we measure with love. We measure with love. Here is what my pot currently looks like. I am using ground turkey
Yeah, I'm using
instead of ground beef.
And
And I could have used ground chicken. If you like something a little bit more fibrous as a meat, by all means, you can go ahead and use chopped up chicken.
also doubling the beef so that I have at least, I think that with the recipe, when I checked it out, it got me to about 34 grams of protein per serving, figuring that we'd have 6 servings. So with the Barilla high pasta, that got me to just short of 50 grams, which is kind of where I like to be for a dinner or a lunch. So it's a lot less with the rice or the cauliflower rice or whatever else you might be using.
Yes. And friends, know your own body. Know your own body. Well, and you're working out. I mean, you're in the pool and you're walking again, right?
And in the gym.
And in the gym. So he needs a little bit more protein.
Actually, almost everybody needs more protein than they're getting, but that's beyond the scope of this particular episode since I don't have everybody's.
Right. I'm just disclaimer for those of us.
I'm adding ginger. We'll see what that makes it smell like.
Disclaimer for us.
Right, it does smell like a Chinese restaurant. I guess I've had ginger before.
Yes, you have had ginger before. Anytime that you've had Chinese food,
Very seldom, but once in a while.
if you have ever had pho, I don't know if I'm saying that right because I never feel like I'm saying it right.
Never heard of it.
It is Vietnamese soup.
Yeah, no, not had that.
It's a thing here in Houston for sure. Did you know that Houston is the most diverse city in the US these days?
I did not. Did you know that two
Yeah.
pounds of hamburger fits in very, very nicely?
The what?
2 pounds of hamburger fits in an Instapot very nicely.
Mm, very nice. Very nice.
I do not have a fancy hamburger shredder like Faith does, so that will go into my utensil dream bucket here. But this
This,
spoon is working pretty good.
yeah, this is not a commercial for Pampered Chef, but this is a Pampered Chef version of their meat chopper. I don't remember. I got this the second time I signed up to be a Pampered Chef rep. But that was in let's call that 2013.
Mine's going to take a
Oh,
little longer to brown because there is so much of it. That means I have
yes.
more time for carrot eating. Oh,
Okay,
and
so
speaking of
now
the rice,
I'm going to stir in the soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I did buy rice vinegar today. It was seasoned. I didn't really want the seasoned, and I don't know what it's seasoned with.
mine is seasoned mild and sweet. But we had it in the cupboard, so we decided we would try it.
Okay, and this is why we pay attention to the ingredients before we purchase. Rice vinegar, water, and the next highest ingredient is high fructose corn syrup.
Um, yeah, I didn't check it.
But we are only using so much of it, so it should be okay. This is my soy sauce.
All right, what do I got here? I've got rice
Soy
vinegar,
sauce.
invert sugar, salt, diluted with water. Or at least I don't have any high fructose corn syrup.
There you go. Okay, it calls for 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Soy sauce. And unfortunately, no wash your sister sauce today.
You were very disappointed in that.
Very disappointed.
And yet it's not there and you still managed to bring it up.
Well, because it was right behind the soy sauce and I almost grabbed it too. I do like some wash your sister sauce.
Really
For
understand the
those of
difference.
you not familiar,
I don't understand
Worcestershire.
I don't understand the difference.
Worcestershire.
I don't understand the difference between the two.
1 tablespoon. Um, well, that's a good question. We can look at the ingredient. Oh, that is a very nice flavor. And that is it was for a minute. Okay. This rice business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So 1 tablespoon of the rice vinegar. Last time I used just regular vinegar. You do not have to buy this fancy schmancy rice vinegar. I just wanted to try the difference today. Then I'm going to add my shredded cabbage. Oh, shoot. It only called for one 14-ounce bag, and I bought two. And I like this one better. I guess today we'll also be making some coleslaw. Oopsies. Okay, so in
What was
goes
the
the.
what was the coleslaw dish we made?
Oh, I made
What did the
the
class?
last time I did barbecue chicken sliders with we had made chicken. We had made some kind of chicken and I had extra chicken left over, so I decided that I was going to uh make barbecue chicken,
Right,
which
but
is
what?
seriously just the rest of the chicken in the instant pot. Um, and I been for so long. Ooh, okay, do not buy these early.
But what
What's
was the
today?
class? What was the class making? Some kind of casserole thing
Um,
with the cabbage?
we had extra chicken. Did we do it with the chicken chili?
No, no, I don't remember what we made. It was really good though.
Okay,
Obviously, it made such an impression. I can't remember what it was.
must have been so good. All right, so once you get the cabbage into the instant pot, you are going to stir it up as best you can, get it integrated with the meat. Now, this is a problem because the cabbage is a lot fluffier and lighter than the meat. So bringing the meat up onto the top and coating the cabbage in the soy sauce and rice vinegar can be challenging. But you do want to get the meat off of the bottom. And
And,
I think I
and
know
make
what will
sure
help with this.
make sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom. There's no char, which is one thing this wooden spoon is really good at doing.
Yes, I am not using water. I'm going to add some bone broth, sorry, chicken bone broth to my mix instead of water. Because I think maybe.
I think I have some vegetable broth left. Maybe I'll do that too.
Okay, let's shake well before using. Okay.
No, I've got chicken broth, beef broth though. I can use some of that. Since I'm using ground beef, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess I used up the rest of the vegetable broth last week or the week before. I mixed
And
it.
I did use more than a quarter cup because I don't obey the rules.
She doesn't, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. She is telling the truth. All right. I need to work on the light in here. So I'm going to use my phone's flashlight.
Okay.
And I am correct. This beef is good and ready, but that also means my rice should be done. Let's go take a look at that before we burn it.
Okay. I have added the bone broth. And now my next step is to turn off the saute mode. Come on over here and see. This is what it looks like pre-pressure cooking. It is not as well combined as it could be, but good enough for now. And then I'm going to put you right back up here so you can watch me while I clean dishes. I'm going to put my lid back on.
All right, I'm at rice vinegar time. Let's see, how much? 1 tablespoon. Done. Soy sauce.
And then I'm going to pressure cook for
Three.
1 minute. I can't believe I'm ahead of you.
I'm catching up.
Okay. So make sure that your pressure
You may
cooker
you may
knob.
stay ahead. This soy sauce comes out really stinking slow, and I need 3 tablespoons of it.
Okay. The hardest part of the Instant Pot, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that this is set to seal, not to steam or vent. Okay. That is the hardest part of this whole recipe.
It's not actually hard at all, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the hardest part. There
It's
we go.
it's Faith's hardest part.
Probably yes.
All
Okay.
right, at that and that. Then I didn't get sriracha.
I did not use sriracha.
I'm adding cabbage coleslaw mix, carrots, peppers. All right. So
I did not add peppers.
that's because you don't like peppers.
I have found out that I am actually allergic. And I wonder
Coleslaw.
if that's what the problem with the taco soup was last night.
Hmm.
I used Rotel.
Half a cup of peppers. That looks to be about, I'd say that much plus a little, because I like peppers and Faith didn't use any, so we'll put extra.
Yeah, but extra
But
for me.
they don't feel left out that way.
Yes. Someone loves us.
Oh, and a cup of some broth, so we don't burn, brave it burn. It's a little more than a cup, but I have 2 pounds of meat, so it'll live.
Right. And it wouldn't hurt you to put a little bit of extra veggies or extra stuff in yours simply because you're already adding the extra beef.
I got a nice meat pie in here,
Yeah.
the way I like it. All right, let's see what we got here. I have everything in. Yes, I do. Put it on, close it, see if we catch up to Faith, because maybe my pot's faster than her pot.
Can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, seriously, write this day down because I am never, and I do mean never, ahead of Rick in this process.
No, that's true. As a matter of fact, sometimes we end the show and hers is not done yet.
My grandma did say I needed to marry a man who had patience. She wasn't kidding.
You mean like a nurse has patience?
Like a teacher has patience.
A doctor has patience? I was going for the other kind of patience. I don't think you're picking up what I'm laying down there.
Now I got it. I got it. I got it. I was ignoring it and moving past it. Okay.
How's that going
I
for
should
you?
actually share this part because this part right here, in all honesty, is another while your food is cooking. Okay.
Oh crap, I forgot something.
Uh-oh.
And I think you did too. I didn't
What
hear
did
you
you
say
forget?
mushrooms?
Your what?
Mushrooms.
Your vodka?
Mushrooms.
Oh, mushroom. I forgot mushroom.
Oh, that was your idea.
Now you're gonna let me know how those things tasted.
Mine has mushrooms.
Um,
You know what? I think mine needs another thing of mushrooms. Not gonna lie, that doesn't look like enough. That's the cool thing about a lot of the things that we do, because it is real food that we're using. We can put in substitute things because there's no reason to not have all the things that you love in it. And I happen to love mushrooms almost as much as I like cheese.
Oh, Lord.
That's an
Please.
almost. I said almost. I wasn't gonna lie to the good people. I like cheese an awful lot. You should have seen the burrito I got at the post last night. We made for
I'm
all
surprised you're not putting cheese on this.
it has to cook first, and we'll see. Right, because that had not come up to pressure, I could still open the lid and add that in, whereas if it was up to steam, that wasn't gonna work. Right. This is one of the fastest and easiest meals that we have prepared. Um, and that also means the cleanup is pretty darn easy too. I mean, there you go. That's basically what I have to clean. This pan that the meat was in, that's it. And then the Instant Pot. So cleanup is pretty easy on this. Take this bad boy over here and leave it beside the sink because I'm not going to do it. Normally, if I'm not on camera, I would wash these while it was cooking, and then everything is done, el fine, um, before the meal's even made or finished making, which is one of the reasons that I like this whole process.
Listen, if I can spend an hour and a half and make 50% of my meals for the week. Now, this one, I'm
I
probably
don't
going
think this
to
is
eat
going to be an
this.
hour.
What?
I don't think this one's going to even be an hour. I mean, we're
I don't think so either.
we're just a little over a half hour into it right now. This will be our shortest episode, it would appear. I'm going to grab, I'll be right back. So Faith, you get to talk to the people.
Okay, so friends, listen, it is our goal in the future months. Now we're 3 months into meal prepping like this together. And as we grow and as we perfect what it is that we're doing, I want to get to a place where I am prepping egg roll in a bowl so that's my veggies and I don't necessarily have to put the meat in there. I want to make some teriyaki chicken on the side so that then I have teriyaki chicken and my veggies. And as Rick mentioned, he's making rice, but the very first Instant Pot that I ever had, I was so excited about it. And then I allowed, bless his heart, my husband cooks rice every day. Now we're separated, but he got the Instant Pot. And so I had to get a new Instant Pot, but he started cooking rice in there, and it was the best thing for us because he tends to walk away, go get ready for the day, then eat the rice that he cooked, which means rice would boil over in the pot on the stove, and all of our drain pans were black or caked with boiled over rice water. So when he started making rice in the Instant Pot, literally set it and forget it and walk away because you put your rice, well, you clean your rice, you wash your rice, and then you put the rice in, you put the water in. Maybe if you like a little bit of chicken stock, you put some chicken stock and water or just chicken stock to make your rice.
Yeah, I was going
And
to do that
just,
at the time and forgot.
yeah, just a pinch of salt to your taste liking. Um, and you can have rice done in 15 minutes, ready to eat in the Instant Pot, set it, forget it, and walk away. This was every day. Like I said, my husband eats rice every day. Um, it is literally his favorite. And there's a beeping. We're done.
Yeah.
Mine is done.
Okay, so that's a quick release. You don't want to let it set.
No, I'm grabbing my thingy. I just gotta rinse my hands.
So I'll cook rice in the Instant Pot, but a lot of times I'm using that to cook other things. And so I do have a rice cooker as well. And mine's about to come to pressure, and then we'll be a minute away. So I'm going to be right behind her.
Okay. So
And
here's what we do.
I'll use the rice cooker also.
Wrong way.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to let the steam get you because that is hot.
And the reason we're doing this is so that it doesn't give my cabinets a facelift. And the steam is kind of coming at me, but it is not that hot. Now, when I open it up, it will be. And because I put a little extra too much liquid in here, I'm just diverting it away from my cabinet top. Can you even hear the steam releasing?
I cannot. You sure hear it when you're there, though.
You can't hear it at all?
Nope.
You're just watching? That's boring.
Watching. It's quite an exceptionally interesting graphic.
Now, right, my whole house smells like
Good food.
egg roll in a bowl, baby. Egg roll in a bowl.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about cooking with it as well, because that steam really does make the smell of your food permeate throughout the house. That's nice. All right,
Does
so
smell amazing.
as she said, and if you're watching this and you're not in school yet, then you are watching us on YouTube most likely. Unless I'm nice and post it on Facebook, on my personal Facebook page this week, which I might do. But we're on YouTube. But before we can live stream so that you can follow along with us as we're doing it, rather than to the replay, we need 50 subscriptions on our YouTube channel. So if we're putting notes in this one, we'll figure out how to put that link in there, but it's really pretty simple. It's youtube.com/the @ symbol, Simple Health dash lowercase I 9 lowercase I. Somebody else had the Simple Health name, so we had to make some adjustments. But that's youtube.com/@ Simple Health dash I9I. And we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Hey, you can like and you can comment and you can share. You can do all those fun things. But the most important thing right now, so that we can get our live streams going, is to get 50 subscriptions. So extra credit if you force your friends to do it as well, whether they want to or not, doesn't matter. If you can force them, you get extra credit. All right, we are cooking. We are cooking with steam, not gas. All right, so what I went and did is I went and got two of our glass containers, storage containers that I can freeze in, I can put in the oven, I can put in the dishwasher, the microwave, fridge. I use them for all of my pre-chopped vegetables for my salads and such. But
Rick, how can the people at home get their own glass storage containers?
They can probably buy them.
Rick, how can the people at home get their own glass storage containers?
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, you could join us on our meal prep community at school.com/meal prep. That one's really easy. We do have a contest. We have a contest right now so the people who refer the most people, and we have an affiliate link for that, the people who refer the most people that join the meal prep are going to get 5 of these, or you get a package of 5 of them sent directly to your kitchen for your own use. And these are just, I mean, they're great containers. So they seal airtight so your food lasts longer. They're really good. Oh, this is actually done. Rick, why don't you turn it off? I didn't hear the beep. I was yapping. All right, let's release some steam. Um, yeah, so join our group and then bring in the most referrals. And when you bring in referrals with the affiliate link, you also get paid monthly for those referrals. So it's a really good win-win all the way around.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see an old man get beat up by me.
Why is an old man getting beat up by you?
How long is the contest lasting?
Through the end of this month.
Through the end of the month. So you have just over a week. You have a week and 1 day, week and 2 days.
And hey, enough of you joined in. We might run it again.
How much does it cost to join the meal prep community?
It's prohibitively expensive at $10 a month. You not only get to participate live, like Faith is doing on the meal prep show, we also have 2 co-prepping sessions currently where we can be prepping the things that we wish to use, whether that's prepping up vegetables, prepping up meals. We go over recipes, we talk about all things food. And then we will be adding more things as we go. Oh, let's see what we got here. This looks really good. I guess I'm gonna have to bring the camera over. Nobody burned. Smells delicious. That's always a bonus. All right, stirred in well. All right, I'll bring the camera over. High production values in our studio here. The computer is sitting on a ladder because my girlfriend and her sister are painting in the house. The ladder was there and the table wasn't, but I usually have it on. All right, let's see. Pull it
This
up.
is amazing smelling.
Can you see it?
Wish I would have gotten some sesame seeds.
Yeah, we didn't either. Kathy said it doesn't sound like it would add much, so she didn't get them. So that's all right. Look at our stuff. And then of course, you all seen rice before. Not very exciting, but it's there. So I'm gonna spoon some into the bowl. Let it cool
This
just a bit
is
because I'm guessing
my
this.
current meal prep bowls. The little red lid. Got them at Dollar General at the DG down the street. Because, glass bowls are too rich for me right now. But hashtag goals.
Stuff works, different things can work. All right.
Oh, yes.
Put some egg
Oh,
roll in a
yes.
bowl.
Oh, yes.
Get some of that broth.
Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so much better than the last time. Okay. This is going to be so much better than last time because last time I don't think that I got the meat and the veggies mixed up well enough. Oh, and that purple cabbage. Listen, I'm about to throw in some of this other coleslaw mix that I got just for extra veggies.
Now, mine is going to look a little browner than hers because there's a lot more beef in mine. Huh?
Yeah. That is what mine looks like.
Oh, almost forgot. Top with green onions.
I will not be topping with green onions, but this is what mine looks like inside the pot with a little steam.
Adds good flavor and as a bonus, keeps vampires away.
You know what else you could put in here?
What?
Oh, you could put some water chestnuts.
Oh boy, I'm
You
glad
could put
Kathy's
some.
not here. She'd be crazy. She'd go cuckoo for cocoa chestnuts.
You could put water chestnuts. You could put peas and carrots. like you were doing some fried rice.
Yeah,
Fried
it could
rice.
be that.
Well, what's the verdict?
Yeah, that is very tasty. Yeah, I like it. I like the mushrooms. I like the green onions. Um, Probably need to add a little bit of salt, pepper, but
Mm,
I can add that in.
true.
And I like the rice coming out of the Instapot or the rice cooker better than on the stove. I may have pulled it off a little too fast. And I forgot to use the chicken broth, which I should have used.
And Rick has two instant pots, so he could actually have that going at the same exact time. Now, why we love this three, you have three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send you a podcast. Okay, so the reason we really like this recipe, yes, the reason we really like this recipe, see now I have my whole train of thought, just jumped the track.
Because I have three Instapots.
Oh, why we love this recipe. It's literally saute the meat, dump everything in, stir it around, close the lid, pressure cook, done, soft or fast release, be done. You have a meal. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Rick was saying that this was right around 30 minutes. That's
Mm-hmm.
about right because it is 3:08.
Yeah.
We prepped. Okay, it's 4:08 your time. We prepped.
And I talked a bit in the beginning too. So
True.
yeah. Yeah. So this is probably you're probably looking at no more than 45 minutes if you're paying attention. Um, and I've got enough here for at least six meals. Um,
Yeah.
and you can have a healthy amount of it. Um, and you could actually, if you don't go crazy with the rice, or if you're eating it by itself, it could be a savory breakfast as well. Because a savory breakfast, which is what we really work on doing for our first meal a day, whenever you happen to be having it, so that you can help keep your blood sugars in check for the rest of the day, rather than the crap that we eat that spikes our blood sugar and puts us on the sugar roller coaster all day long and ruins our health. Is protein. We got ground beef, fiber, we got veggies, and optional starches. So that would be where you could have some rice. You just don't want to have a ton of it. And if you're having it by itself, which would work, so it would work for breakfast too. Um, yeah, and extra. But oh, yeah, it's protein, fat, fiber, optional starches. So this hits all of the requirements there because we don't have any added sugar. A little tiny bit in the rice vinegar, which we could have done with just regular vinegar. But the other benefit here is cheese would work on this just fine. Not
Ladies and gentlemen,
gonna
contrary
lie.
to popular belief on this channel, you do not have to have cheese with everything. However, what you're going to get on this channel is cheese on everything. What kind of cheese would you add to this, Rick?
Well, I'm on a Colby Jack, Pepper Jack, mozzarella together kick, and I'm thinking that would be really good.
Friends, once again, I tell you, you do not have to put cheese on everything.
Unless you
It
want
is
to be
just what
cool.
Rick does on this channel.
Protein, fat, cheese, protein, and fat. It's perfect. All right. Well, there you
Perfect.
go, ladies and gentlemen. We will be here next week with another delicious meal prep experience for you. And hopefully with enough subscriptions that we could actually live stream and then you could watch us do it. So that you know
Okay.
that we do them at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So when we live stream, that's when we will start. So if you don't see it at 3 o'clock on Sunday, we didn't get enough subscriptions, and you all will be sad that you have to watch it without being able to actually see us doing it as we go. We will also apologize that today there were no major mishaps, nothing burned, there were no fires,
There were
there were
no fires.
there were no issues with major ingredients forgotten or forgotten to be added until it was too late. Nothing. So a very clean, well executed recipe today. Any last words there,
And
Miss Faye?
we had just enough time.
Yeah, our shortest show ever. All right. With that, I'm going to hobble
Um,
over.
Yeah, before we go, we
Okay.
do want to say that if you join Meal Prep, you can suggest recipes that you would like for us to do together. If there are certain things that you would love to meal prep with us, or watch us burn our Instant Pots. Yes, with the old guy on a bicycle.
All right. Remember, that's school.com/meal prep. Not sure why we chose that one, but it seemed to work. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your meal prepping. Eat good, eat healthy, eat cheap, and save some time doing it. And then even have some fun doing it with people like us. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.